I'm back in action, guys. Now we can do this. Right. Oh, wonderful. We don't want that. Okay. Give me a second here so I can. Now, let me restart my page again. Restart my page again. That's what I need to do. That's better. That's better. Say hello, everybody. Now I can see your chat and I can keep my picture up here that I'm looking at. The sculpt. All right. What do we got going on? We got a fat nose. All right, I just warmed up this clay. I pretty much have everything in place. Don't like that I cut too much of this eyelid down too much. So I'm going to bring that back up. I rounded this too much right in here. There's a lot that I have to do to fix this. And I'm going to work on lips. I'm just going to start bringing it in and see what I can come up with here. Now this clay is nice and soft. Little worms of clay. Got to bring it back together again because I overdid it. I find that when I do this, if I do it with my hands, I'm better. Don't ask me why. I feel the shapes better than I actually carve the shapes. That's not better. There was a little bit of clay that had to be added to it, not too much. But just enough to where I had to. Wasn't looking right. Now all the smoothing part, that's easy. Alright, so that's back to where it was. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just a little bit. I'm going to leave the tuck right over here. I'm waiting for some people to chat with me. You guys want to join the chat? I'm waiting some people to let me know that they're there. I can talk about my whole ordeal as far as the operation and how everything went. Don't ever be afraid to go to the hospital. Don't ever be afraid to get surgery. And I got to tell you, I was concerned. The only two things that I was worried about was the stress test, which was before the surgery. Um, the stress test that I had before the surgery, um, that was one of my concerns. I'm concentrating here. Wait a minute, I got this. Somebody join me in the chat. Say hello. Let me know you're on. Hold on. Let me, you know what? Let me grab the mouse. I'll put it next to me so I can at least navigate to see who's what, where, when, and why. Let's see if anybody's on with me. I can't even see the numbers right now. Oops. I can't see who's on. I don't need this picture right yet. I'm more concerned with who's actually on with me, if anybody. If you're ever afraid to get surgery, because some people are really terrified of it. All right, so how many people do we have on here? We have 3 watching. Okay, I had 4. Just gotta wait for somebody. There we go. Yes, man. All right. Hard dude. Is that hard dude? Yeah, I'm trying to, my vision sucks. Do me a favor, hard dude. Put your caps lock on so you can, everything's in capitals so I can read it a little better. It increases the text just a little bit. I know, nobody's shouting at me. I get it. I actually need to see the text. That's all the text is. It's like if I take my glasses off, I definitely can't see the text. Leaving the glasses on, it just sucks getting old. It really does, man. Because there's so many things I have to do different. Like right now, I gotta lift my glasses because I feel like I'm not. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now here's the problem. The pitch on this nose is still too it's down too far. So I have to scrape some of this nose up. There's a lot that has to be done to the sculpture. Not a little bit. That's better. Hard dude. While back. What did I do with the mold? Well, most of my molds I destroy if I'm not planning on selling it, because I will not sell anything that I don't like if I'm really not happy with it. And I know people out there are like, yeah, but it was cool, it was a good mask. I know you might like it, but there's some things that I'm not digging. with some of my other old sculptures. So I don't, like, until I get it really perfect. I really want it to be awesome. I don't want it to be just, so-so. I got to bring this bridge down a little bit. The bridge, this area here has to come down to here a little bit. It's not up in this area. So all I have to do is that. So I just need to fill this in a little more here. Just noticing the littlest things. You got to watch your lines with these sculptures. You really do. You have to watch your lines. You got to watch where things line up. I know where this bridge of this nose comes in, right about mid-eye. So you have to pay attention to that kind of stuff, because otherwise things they don't look quite right. So you guys want to know what I've been through, right? First of all, I had an ablation done. In case you guys don't know, I had a heart ablation done this past Tuesday, and here I am working ready. Now, I'm not allowed to lift anything for the next 2 weeks. I literally cannot lift a thing for 2 solid weeks, which I'm not lifting anything right now, so that's a good thing. What else can I tell you? Everything went perfect with my heart ablation. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been put to sleep for any kind of serious operation, or any operation for that matter. And I was put to sleep. There's different levels of being put to sleep too. I found out. So there's. I was probably out significantly the extreme. One, I was out for 3.5 hours, but the reason why is because I couldn't get my sleep study done. And with sleep study, it tells them whether you have sleep apnea. And sleep apnea is something that you go through. Like, if you have sleep apnea, what that means, basically you stop breathing for no real rhyme or reason in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, and they don't even really know what causes it too much. They just know that people do it, and so they treat it with a CPAP. Well, the bottom line is, I didn't have enough time to get the sleep study done because they rushed my surgery right up to, like, really quick. I was like within 3 weeks of actually setting up this, getting this ablation done. I was on the table within 3 weeks, so there wasn't enough time to get the sleep study done. So what they did was they put a breathing tube down my throat. So I wasn't breathing on. I was not breathing on my own. When they knocked me out, the machine did all my breathing for me. Therefore, the sleep apnea was never going to be an issue. There's no way. So the only thing I can say about that is my throat's still a little sore. Not that much. It's actually not sore anymore. It's just raspy. I had the tube down my throat. But they had another tube that went down my throat that went into my heart, somehow, I don't know what they did. Maybe they pierced the wall inside the I don't know. Anyway, um, they had to make sure there was no blood clots in the heart before they started working on doing the ablation. Because ablation, what that is the first portion of the operation. They map your heart. Now, if you don't know what arrhythmia is when your heart's beating irregular. It's boom, 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 boom. It's just really all over the place. And the problem with having your heart beating like that, it can cause blood clots to form inside your heart. That's why they instantly put you on blood thinners. And they did that to me. They put me on blood thinners right away. Um, so that was never an issue. So, put me on the blood thinners. There was no blood clots, so they started the procedure. The first half of the surgery is 3.5 hours I was under. The first half of the procedure, they do what they call, I have a specialist, heart specialist, that's an electrocardiologist. That's the type of heart surgeon that worked on me. And what they do is they map the electrical system that's in your heart that fires the nerve endings that are causing your heart to beat. Boom, 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 boom. And they map it out and they figure out which ones are firing that are causing the extra beats. And then what they do after they're done their mapping, and there's usually 50 or 60 spots, maybe less, maybe a little more, where the nerves are firing where they're not supposed to be. And they go in with the catheter after they map it. They short them out. They either use cold, they use cold, or they used heat, and they just short out those nerves and all those little spots, and they can be all over your heart. They can be on the outside of your heart. They can be on the inside of your heart, and they're kind of all over the place. And they basically short out all those little nerve endings that send electrical pulses that make your heart beat, and they short all those ones out. Now, it's interesting. This is, I learned a lot getting this procedure done. And what I've been dealing with for 30 years, this is like, man, I wish I had been able to do this a long time ago. I would have done it. So, they short them all out, and when you come to, you're basically back to normal sinus rhythm, just boom, 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 boom. But my pulse is still too high. It's a little too high even right now, but that's because the heart's healing. And that's why I got to be really careful, because they don't want it to bleed. Because I am still on blood thinners, and I got to stay on them for probably 3 months. But there's another procedure. Everybody's born with this. Some people are lucky they don't have it, but not very many people don't. There's a little pocket inside your heart. Let's say this is your heart muscle. Let's just say this is your heart. And inside the top chamber, right off, there's usually a pocket. And to get off blood thinners, that pocket has to be filled or closed off. Because, hey, what's going on? Take off vision. I'm just trying to see it from here. So I'm explaining what I just went through with the heart ablation. And the little pocket can actually cause blood clots to kind of get stuck in there. So they put something in there to fill it in. And once that's filled in, you have a very slim chance of getting a blood clot in your heart, because it won't pocket in the obvious place. So what they do is they fill that in, and then they take you off blood thinners for the rest of your life. And yes, I have to go through another procedure to get that done, and I don't care. I want it done. I want everything fixed. I want to be right. I don't like living like this. There's quality and quantity. I'll take quality over quantity any day of the week. I don't care if I live for only 5 more years. Sure, I want to live longer than that, but nobody's promised anything. So how do you want to live? Do you want to live like crap and feel like crap all the time, or do you want to, have a good life? Have it feel good. So, man, my life has unbelievably have changed. My life has completely changed directions in just, I'm going to say, 8 months. In 8 months' time, I went from so sick and not sure whether, and I basically had a doctor. He didn't say it because I can't say something like that to you, but pretty much told me in a roundabout way, if you're not, if you don't do something about this situation, you're going to be dead within a year. I said, whoa, okay, let's do something. What do you suggest? I've tried every diet. Don't tell me about diets. They don't work. He says, I know that your situation is very unique. And here's what my problem has been for years. I would go on a diet, lose about 35 pounds, and then level off. Well, the reason why I couldn't keep losing the weight is because there's a point in time where once you lose a certain amount of weight, your body starts needing the activity to burn off the rest of the fat. Well, my barrier was always 35 pounds, and it never made sense to me because every time I go on all these different diets, the same result: 35 pounds. Boom, I'm plateauing, and I plateaued for a year the one time, and I was eating, I mean, barely anything. So I was like, Jesus, I don't. How do you lose weight if you're barely eating anything? And it just didn't make any sense. And then the doctor says, well, yeah, it makes perfect sense. You plateaued because you have to start doing activity at some point. And because of your heart condition, you're not allowed to do activity. So, well, honestly, hard dude, my restrictions, I mean, you know, it's like there's no restrictions. I can eat anything I want. But I choose to eat well healthy. I do. I've been fighting my weight for so many years that I've chosen to eat healthy for a long time now. And I've really been eating healthy for a long time. My body fat that's on me has nothing to do with my diet. One, I inherited because my dad was really big, but the diabetes and the heart condition were the two major factors that put on all this weight. It had nothing to do with, and the medications that you have to take for the heart condition uh, piles on weight. So, everybody can, that guy, man, no wonder he's got heart conditions. Well, I had heart condition. I developed this heart condition when I was in the perfect shape of my life. So, and it happens at any time, and that's what the doctor explained to me. Man, when I got with this uh, cardiologist, he really opened up my eyes to a lot of things and why I haven't been able to lose weight and why I haven't been. Because I told him I went to nutritionist. I've done everything. I followed it. I crossed my eyes and I crossed my T's and dotted my I's, and I did everything by the book, and I still couldn't lose weight, and it was pissing me off because I'm an ex-athlete. Half of my life, literally until I was 32 years old, when I first developed this, the heart condition, I was a 32-inch waist. I was ripped to the bone. I was strong as an ox. I used to swim. I was a scuba diver. I played semi-pro football. Let me see, what else did I do? I used to run between 6 and 10 miles every other day. I'm an ex-athlete. I was a real dedicated. I used to do triathlons because of my swimming ability. So I used to do all kinds of stuff, and I was in the perfect condition of my life. I was in the best shape anybody can be. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story, and this is why I feared stress test. I don't know if anybody's ever had a stress test. All right, so I go in and I get my first stress test, 1992, when I had the catheterization done. I had a catheterization done because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. But first I had to have a stress test. So the doctor puts me on the treadmill. I get on the treadmill. Now he's got it. Now in the hospital, those treadmills, they can only go up so fast. They're not allowed because it's safety reasons. They can't they can't make the treadmill go real fast, like, full run speed. So he had me on the flat treadmill for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, and he couldn't get my target heart rate up. So now all of a sudden I see him turning the dial, and he's now all of a sudden the thing's going up. He's got this thing going full elevated, and he still couldn't get my heart rate to target heart rate for this stress test. So the reason why my voice is messed up is because my throat's still a little wacky from the tube being down my throat. So forgive me. So so the doctor's going, "What do you do?" And he's kind of looking at me. He's kind of puzzled. He's like, "You've been on this treadmill for a half an hour, and I can't get your heart rate where I need it to be." He says, what do you do for exercise?" I said, "I'm a runner, and I'm a swimmer, and I'm this and that." And I told him all the things I was doing at the time, and he's going, "Oh my God, I wish you'd told me that right from the get-go." He says, "Okay, you're going to have to come back tomorrow because they put medication in you when they do that stress test, and it's radiation, and it's so they take pictures of your heart when your heart's pumping at its maximum." So he basically said, "We got to let this medication kind of dissipate out of you, and I got to bring you back, and then I got to inject you with a medication that makes your heart race." Right? So they injected me 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever it was, and they injected me with this stuff, and man, my heart started boom, 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 boom on my chest, man. I was like, "Oh my God." So I was left with the impression that that's how this stress test was going to be when I did it this time. So I was worried about that stress test because I thought, my God, if I had that stress test and that's the result, I was in arrhythmia now, and my heart rate, if I had been pounding like that, I think I would have had a heart attack. I really do. So, and I was 30 years ago. I'm a lot older now, so, and nowhere near the shape that I was in, not even close. So, basically, here we go. All right, so I get in there and I told the nurse what I'm concerned with, and she says, "It's nothing like that. Was 30 years ago, honey. It's nothing like that now." And I said, "Really?" She says, "Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. We're going to bring your tempo up 20 beats per minute. That's it." And I went, "Wait a minute. Tell me that again." And she says, "Yeah, only 20 beats per minute. That's all we needed to go, a little higher for a short time." And I went, "Oh." And she says, "Yeah, we can literally control how fast we want your heart to go." I said, "That's amazing." And then she says, "Now, the only thing you're going to get shortness of breath." And she says, "You'll feel your heart." And thing is, I didn't feel my heart pounding, which was really cool. But I did get the shortness of breath. But it was only for like a minute. And all I did was like, you just, it's like you're exercising. And you just ran real hard. And so you just relax, breathe in through your nose and out of your mouth. Just breathe in, breathe out. And a minute went by and boom, I was back to normal. My heart rate was good. They got the reading, took the photographs. And the other thing, 61 years old, and my diet has been very strict for the majority of the time that I've been trying to fight this body weight. That stress test revealed that my arteries are perfectly clear. I have no clogged arteries in my heart at all. My heart is in really good shape outside of the arrhythmia. So I was really pleased to hear that. And then, now let's talk about. I'm just trying to educate you guys in case any of you guys out there fear having a surgery, or don't want to go see about something that you might be dealing with. don't do that. Don't hesitate, man. Don't hesitate. You feel something going on and you know something's out of whack, go get checked out, because the sooner you get to it, the better chances you have. All right. So if you ever have any, especially heart, you have any chest pain or anything like that, man, get there and get it looked at right away. Now, the experience. Now, I've never been under anesthesia ever. That was my second concern. Outside of my first concern was my stress test. The operation never scared me. Nothing ever bothered me except for the two things that I was worried about the most. Because never being under anesthesia, if you're allergic to it, you can die. All right. Um, and there's very little they can do to stop that death from happening because it happens so fast. When the anesthesia goes in you and you're allergic to it highly, it'll kill you instantly. So whether they resuscitate you or not, that I mean, they would have to try and resuscitate you, but most people die from the anesthesia, especially if they're allergic to it. Um, so you're signing all these waivers and everything. So that was my concern. The surgery itself never bothered me because one, you're out cold. You know, I'm telling you, here's how it went. I'm talking to these people. They didn't even give me a warning that they were injecting me with this stuff. I'm just yapping away. And next thing you know it, I'm being woke up. And don't move, John. Don't move. Don't move. Just stay lay flat. Keep yourself, don't move at all. Doctors are in. They're basically over top of me. Hey, man, you did great. You did this. That time went like that. And I mean, I don't have any memory between the time I was talking to them people until I woke up. And it was like a blink. You don't know nothing. You don't feel nothing. I didn't even dream. I don't even, it's just crazy. I've never experienced anything like that. It was actually cool. It was different. It was really cool. Now I'm like, okay, what else can we fix? I'm not kidding you. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, okay, what else can we get done? Let's get something else done. I want to live through that again. It was so cool. And I even told the doctor, I said, Doc, you just made me completely unafraid of anything you guys do to me. So I started talking to the other doctor about. I said, the only thing I don't want to be on blood thinners for the rest of my life. Well, we got a procedure for that too. And I said, oh really? He says, yeah. And that's when he explained that pocket with the blood clots going into the pocket, and they seal off that pocket, and then there's no blood clots can form inside your heart. And if that's the case, they can take you off blood thinners for the rest of your life. Now, ablations aren't forever. Most times people have to get it done twice. Some people are lucky and they get 10, 15 years out of an ablation before they have problems again. Some people, within a couple weeks, go right back to arrhythmia. And then they have to go in again and do it. Most times, twice is the magic number. Most times, 2 ablations usually fixes you permanently for the rest of your life. But it's a new science. It's a new technique. It's only been around for about 10 years, maybe 12 years, something like that. So, I'm actually thankful that this procedure exists because back in 1992, when they did the heart catheterization to me at that point, and they told me, well, you got a problem on your left ventricle side. We don't know what it is. That's because it was electrical. Oh man, takeoff vision. The only thing you're going to have is soreness afterwards. You don't have to worry about it. If you're getting put to sleep, you ain't going to know nothing, pal. Don't even worry about it. Just jump on that table and let them feed you full of the good stuff and say goodnight, because you ain't going to know nothing. You're going to wake up like a blink. You're going to go to sleep and wake up. It's like an instantaneous feeling. There's no time lapse. It almost like, you know what? It's starting. I have to refer to it as like being dead because there's no time. There's no time that you're not dreaming. You're not doing anything. Now it also depends on what kind of anesthesia you're going under too. There's different types of anesthesia. You just tell that doctor you don't want to know nothing. Or dental surgeon, should I say? You don't want to know nothing. And I wouldn't be as long as you've been under anesthesia and you don't have any, haven't, you know you're not allergic to it. Go for it. Um, but don't be afraid of it. If you guys know already that you've been under anesthesia and you know what I'm talking about, I'm not even explaining it to you. I'm explaining it to people that are actually that haven't been under it or never been under, and they fear, you know. Because I was afraid of it a little bit. I got to tell you, I was just as concerned as the next guy. All right, so we got. What am I doing here? Let's see. How many people are on with me? Still just three. So, what do I want to do here? All right, let me read off what you said here. Hey guys, takeoff vision, please put your caps lock on because I cannot read that text at this distance. You guys are talking to me. Put your caps locks on. All right. Um, with anesthesia, but without anesthesia. Well, I mean, it's not bad as long as you're numbed up. You don't feel anything. But man, I don't know if you ever had teeth removed. No, I'm not going to say anything because you know what? I don't want to make you afraid. Because the one thing I couldn't stand, I'm going to tell you, one thing I couldn't stand about getting a tooth removed is just feeling that constant that grinding when they're trying to take that tooth out of that socket. You feel that sometimes they break that root, sometimes they don't, and it's a and the pressure. You don't feel pain, but you feel that pressure when they're pulling that tooth. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to be awake for this. That's how I got. That's how I got. Just shit knocked me out. So there's that. Now you still got to get it done, pal. That's a must do because you're not gonna feel good if you don't. Come on, man. What am I doing here? I gotta get this nose right. This nose is not right. How's the weather where you guys are? Because right now, man, we've been having nothing but rain for the last 2 days, 3 days. Spring's here, baby. Getting a lot of rain. Spring has sprung. I got to work on these lips. These lips are a mess. But we're going to get there now. I got the right shape on the nose. Underneath the nose, I mean, and the lip itself. Now I have to tuck it. Just looking at what I got to do here. I like shaping everything with my hands. Now this is a very hard clay, so I'm really pushing hard to get this shape. All right, let me try and read your text. Oh, they do, man. And you know what I did? I took some other pics, found some other pics, and I sharpened the images just like I did on I did it with my phone, and then I transferred them onto the computer, and now I'm able to really see some of the shadowing. The stuff that was in the shadows I couldn't see too well in the pictures, and now I can see it. So it's helping a lot, and you know what's nice about that, learning that phone trick, doing it through the phone on my Apple. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it has a lot of nice settings in it, so you can really do a lot. You can do a lot with it. So I had to learn how to use the the settings a little bit, and I was able to really sharpen the images, shade them the way I want to, and I can do it multiple times if I need to. Like one area, it's really dark in this area, I can brighten that area up and then see what kind of shadowing's there. I was able to do a lot more. Where I want to get, I'm going to go to Adobe, and I want to get Adobe, I forget what it was. It's for photos. Because Adobe, I can isolate the exact spot where it needs to be, and I can do it like a 3D thing where it'll show me so yeah, so my experience as far as the operation went was magical. I mean, it really was. No big deal. A little bit of pain when I was waking, when I didn't have any pain. A little discomfort because they go in through the groin with this surgery. they go into both sides of my groin. There's three tubes that are put into the groin, um, and it goes up into the your main artery. That's how they go into your heart, and it's all done through your it's no open heart, none of that stuff, none of that stuff. So, but here's the thing: so far, so good. I haven't really had any episodes. I had a little bit of palpitation, but not like a flutter. Get a little flutter every once in a while, and the flutter is coming from I think partially because of the healing process, still healing and stuff. So that's going to happen. So that's just part of the process. I really need to look at those lips now. And I got the camera. I got the picture behind the. Oh, I got my mouse right here. What am I doing? Perfect. All right, now I can see your comments, but I just can't see my actual sculpture on camera because I'm burying that with the picture that I'm looking at. Let's see. What are we doing here? That looks pretty damn cool. Wow, man, it looks good. Actually, it's crazy, man. Okay, so I'm looking at this picture and I'm going, I'm pretty close to where this needs to be. Pretty cool. That's good, that's good. Now what I have to do, give me a second here, I'm looking at this picture from above. Damn, that's actually on the money. It's really close. That eye cut's really nice. Really, really nice. Now, right in this eye cut, right here, it cuts in a little bit. It tucks in. It tucks in a little bit on the mask, on the screen used mask. It's so much better to go by feel because you can really feel those angles. Let's start working on the head. Oops. I keep the toothpicks there to make sure my ear holes stay where they're supposed to be. It's getting there. It's getting there. I really take off vision. It's getting there. It's getting really close. I just have to get some of the little things that aren't quite right yet. Um, you know, I think my biggest mistake when I started doing this was not accounting for, I was taking away, all right, and I narrowed the face too much, and it looks so elongated, and the reason why is because my sculpture is really big, all right, so taking away from the sides naturally made the face look way too long. I have to keep the width because the width is what gives it the thing, and plus it helped me in a way once I realized what I was doing wrong. It gave me this pitch that I needed where this ear has to be, and the same with this side. I actually filled in both sides, and I filled in some at the top, the head. I'm going to be smoothing out in the next few minutes here to really start getting to this thing now, man. So it's going to really start coming together a little bit better. So that's going to be good. All right, so, and shape of the nose is probably right on the money. Yeah, the cheeks were too deep. Now, over here, this cheek line still has to come down a little bit more. You want, this has to be straight across from each other. Right here, this point to this point, they have to be equal. They can't have one higher than the other. They have to be almost, they're almost there, they're close. But how I have to do it is I'm not actually, as a matter of fact, let me show you what I'm going to do. These tools are too sharp. That tool's a little too sharp for my liking. See, when a tool's real sharp for clay, it digs in too much. I have this. This is my favorite one right here, and this is not that sharp, so it really grabs what I want it to grab. And I can't get that cheek line right though with that. All right, so I have another one that's got the sharp blade, and I have to sneak into it. Now, see that shadow right here? How we get rid of that? Because we don't actually get rid of it. Well, we do. We get rid of it by taking away some of this right off that edge. So important to have the right lighting on your subject too when you're working on this. If the lighting's wrong, your sculpture is not going to look right. Now I need to tilt this back just a little bit just to see if I'm on the money. All right, I don't have to do anything else as far as depth goes. I just had to take away a little bit of this cheek that was causing that massive shadow there. I just rounded it out a little bit more. So that's my story. I've been dealing with arrhythmia for 30 years, and I'm not usually a complainer. There's no point in complaining about things. I always say to myself, you know what? Don't complain. Do something about it. And that's my approach to life. You know, it really is. It always has been. Tackle it. Face it head on. I don't believe in hiding from things because eventually that catches up to you. It really will catch up to you. Okay, so I gotta make sure that the mouth is right. You see what I did there? I made the pitch right of where the peaks are. Oops. All I'm doing now is trying to get the shape of the lip right in here. Let me read your comments in a second. I'll try to get this pitch just right. I want the lip to tuck in. I have to explain that. That's too much clay. Hold on. Do the upper lip first, then I'll start working the lower lip. I gotta get this down further. So it has to go up higher. Alright, time to read a comment or two. The upper and lower lip needs to be pretty straight. Well, it is kind of, I actually corrected this already. It has a little dip here, and then there's a little bit of a rise there because that's what our lips naturally do. They go into the crevice of this area here. Our lower lip goes a little bit higher, but this is actually straightened out. I've actually straightened this quite a bit. The problem is the camera angle that you're seeing it from makes it look like it's not real straight. That's all that is. It's an illusion. It's not. You're just seeing it at a bad angle. Your camera angle is literally kind of looking down on this sculpture. I'm looking down on the sculpture, and it sucks because I'm sitting up a little high for doing that. I should have it lower. I should have my chair lower, but we'll get there. Now, I'm going to do first this side. I need to make the right angle. Now I do the other side. I'm sneaking this in a little bit. I'm not being too aggressive with this. Now, I need to fill this in a little bit on both sides. So we can create a round effect. See, it's coming together right now because the reason why it looks right, this upper lip right now, is because I got the shape right. That was the key. The damn shape was way off, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong. And that's why it's starting to look like, oh yeah, now it looks pretty accurate. I had the shape way wrong. Okay, I need my little magic tool here for this. Getting there, I got a little more clay that has to go down here. Yeah, by highlighting those pictures really helped me a lot with where the shadows really are. Having those shadows in the right spots makes a difference. Now, this side's not high enough. Well, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll bring this one down a little bit. That's all. Let's see. No, nothing new said. All right, so that's a deep spot there. Okay, now, right in here, it's not dug out enough. All right, so we need, no, that ain't gonna cut it. Little tiny scooper. Yeah, I had to do a lot of changes because what happened was, Pipe Master, I made the mistake, big mistake, of taking too much clay off the sides and the jaw line. And the reason why it was a big mistake is because my head is huge. My sculpture is huge. And when I took all that off the sides and narrowed the jawline, it made the face look way too long. And there's no way I can repair that. I can't shorten the face. That's one thing you can't do. I had to re-widen the jawline. I had to re-widen the top of the head. I added a lot more clay to the sides and brought the proportions back to where they needed to be. And I had to rework it. I have to get this right. Pipe Master, if you know me well enough to know I am not going to settle for less than perfect. I want it right, man. I don't want it. I don't. I haven't put out a mask because I keep trying to get perfection, and I'm not going to stop until I. Now I really am satisfied with the Night Creeper. The Night Creeper's done. I just have to fix a little bang that I did a couple weeks ago. But nothing that's no big deal. But the Night Creeper's done. This I have to get it right. I found that the pitch of the nose wasn't quite right here. I saw a profile, pick a perfect profile, and it wasn't right. So now I'm really working on the mouth, the lips. Tonight I'm probably going to start really honing in on this. Then I'll start working on the ears. I've got the neckline cut back further, back in here, so the jawline looks better now. I still have to smooth out the jawline, but I've got to actually tilt this, like literally lay it down. I got to get a pillow and lay it down and work on underneath the jaw and the chin area to make it look really nice. I can't extend the neck because I have tried to attach the new clay to this old clay underneath it here. Not going to happen. I've already tried several times and it's just not sticking to it. So I've been working hard trying to get this thing perfect, and Pipe Master, I know you'll appreciate it. May take a little longer, but I have 2 solid weeks of rest and relaxation because I had just gotten through my surgery, and I'm done with my surgery, and now I just have to get better, and I'm off for 2 weeks. I'm not doing any kind of work as far as my other work. I'm just going to be sculpting. I'm going to be sculpting and working hard at this thing, and I want it right. I want it really, really good. Not just, oh man, that almost looks perfect when you're looking down on the lip. See the lip? You. So the lip when you're looking down on it, this area right here kind of
I ordered
bulges
that.
out.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, come on in. You, um,
Ordered that
just-
cable, so should be here shortly.
a
Sunday.
cable for
The connection.
for the karaoke.
No, being. Oh, you're live.
Yeah, I'm live.
My beautiful people of YouTube rather. I almost said Facebook.
Don't say Facebook. We're not Facebook. We're definitely not Facebook. Anyway, yeah. So I've got the lips here bulging out just right the way they're supposed to. Now the lower lip, that's all got to be done yet. So I wonder how they made out over there. They still on?
Yeah, they're still jamming. I think they jammed till 9.
They're done at 9?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a short night.
Sure is.
What time did they start?
6 o'clock.
Why so early?
Not sure.
So they got nothing beyond 9 o'clock?
Yeah, that's what I said to them.
Because if you got all them people there and you got nothing, that doesn't give them a clear message. That doesn't give them a real good message. Anyway, that's not for me to worry about. Huh?
Mucho loco.
Yeah, well, I got to get better first. I can't do nothing. Well, we're waiting on this hard drive to back up too first, so we got Angelo, my buddy, who's filling in for me while I'm literally healing. It's going to be 3 weeks before I'm back to work. So yeah, so Pipe Master, that's what's been going on. I had my surgery on Tuesday, and yes, when I started seeing all the little different pictures that I was given, thank you to all you people out there, I was able to see, where I was wrong with the sculpture. So, with that being said, we're working on this thing until it's right. Now, I think I'm going to work on the lower lip a little bit. This isn't perfect yet, but I don't want to go too far ahead of myself with the upper lip and then find out that I have to make more adjustments with the upper lip as I do the lower lip. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do I like that idea. Hold on. I gotta figure that one out. We'll get it right, don't worry guys. We ain't playing around. I see what the problem is here already. This lower lip has to come out just a little bit more, right in the middle. It comes out here and then tucks in. The part is once you understand the shape itself, then it kind of falls into place. Now this has got to come down. You don't want monkey lips. So what we do here, yeah, something's not right there. I got to figure it out, guys. I know what it is. I got the lip too flat. Like I said, you can't have these lips flat. Yeah, you can't have these lips flat. You can't have this flat across. That is not the way that's supposed to be. All right. And there's a little bit of a dip in here. You know what I need? I know what I need. I know what I need. I need to get this upright so I can see it. There we go. Now I can see directly at the lip. All right, so.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
And I'll call you in about an hour.
Okay.
All right. Not working. All right, so I have to. Here's what I have to do. One little ball of this over here. One little ball over here. Maybe a little bigger ball. Now, I take this. So, what I have to do here is take away some of this. All right. I need more clay because this lip line is too narrow, and the lip has to come out just a little. The upper lip has to come out. That's why I stopped with the upper lip, because I needed to see if I can get this proportioned right on the bottom lip, and I can already see the direction this is headed, and that means I've got to bring this upper lip out just a little bit further. Too much. Okay. So. Gotta fix this. All right. This is messed up here. What do I want to use to fix that? This is going to be a trial and error thing, I'll tell you that. Lips are too narrow still. They're not high enough. And that's not protruding out enough. Yeah, I told you, Pipe Master, this was going to be a resculpt. There's no two ways about it. I already knew that already knew that I was going to have to completely redo this, especially when I made the mistake of narrowing it too much. I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is not heading the right direction. So, no. No. Oh, I know where I need it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The center of that bulge was not far enough out. That's what the problem was. And this peak, let me try and mm-mm. Damn it. That's a little better. Getting there. We're getting there. All right, what do you guys got to say? Yeah, Pipe Master, I agree. It's tough to. I really wish you had kept that one. I know you do too. I know you wish you kept it. Yeah, you do. Well, I mean, this is tough to look at right now. I mean, it's got all kinds of lumps of clay everywhere. Once I start smoothing this out, it'll start to see. You'll start to see it. But right now, this is. Look, you can't judge this sculpture right now by what I'm doing. This is not nowhere near the end. Um, a lot of smoothing to do. A lot of stuff still got to take place here. Um, this is more pointy over here. Right now I'm working on this lower lip to bring that out to where it's supposed to be.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thin line. Give me a higher peak. Now I have to look down on this thing. I gotta fill this area in some more. Need to be flat pieces. Let me just turn it a little bit to the side. Yeah, we're getting there. Man, I'm telling you. I know, and I'm not talking that much. It's because I'm really trying to get this right. I'm trying to get these lips. I still got to check the profile. I think the profile is sticking out a little too far now. Might have to shave it back again a little bit. It's terrible. Mm-mm-mm. Does this look right again? I don't know. Yeah, I can fix that lip once I get this. I think this one side sticking out too far. Yeah, it's gonna be a project. I have a funny feeling. This is gonna be a project, guys. Gonna keep working on this and keep working on this and keep working on this until I get it right. Oh yeah. Now that upper lip is right on the money. It's the lower lip that I gotta get right. See, I'm looking down onto it, and I have a picture that's showing me the down view of the actual screen used mask, and it's flatter from like here to here, but it sticks out further, and then it really tucks in, really far in here. Like from here to the corners of the mouth, it goes back. It tucks in faster. It's hard to explain, but it's accurate. I see a little mistake here. Nothing I can't fix. You know what? Instead of telling you and talking, I'll pull the camera off of this thing real quick, and I'll let you show I'll show you what I'm looking at. Give me a second. Let me read your. I got to get another flashback so I can see that in person. Yes, you do, Pipe Master. That was the last text. Did that link I sent you last week help? Yes, it did, William. And I took some pictures from that, William, in case you're not with me anymore, but. I'm sorry for not commenting. Please, everybody, if you're putting comments up, put your caps lock on so I can see the text. Yes, Pipe Master, if you're coming this weekend, I'm here all weekend. So that'd be really good if you came over so you can see what we're dealing with here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this camera over here. I want to find that picture. See, right now I'm looking at this guy right here. That's what I'm going off of. See how I highlighted everything? See how I refreshed that picture to give me more details? I actually did some stuff on it with the camera. So, all right, so here's what we're going to do. Yeah, the lips are coming out too far. Hold on. I have to figure this out. All right. Give me a second. This will do right here. All right. Now, here's the screen used mask. I got it zoomed in a bit. All right, you see how from here to about here, it's kind of flat and sticking out further, and then it tucks in on both sides. That's what I'm trying to do with my sculpture here. I'm gonna get turned around here, sorry. See what I'm trying to do here? It's flat from here to here, and it tucks in. Tucks in. That's the correct way, but now I got to look at the profile because the profile doesn't look quite right on this side especially. So I have to see what's going on. I think I may have brought those lips out too far. And that really didn't do that much to it, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't look quite right when I'm looking at the screen used mask. So yeah, there's a lot of details that still have to be smoothed out, a lot of smoothing to do. And this here, yep, a lot of work to do, man. To get this thing right, it's going to be a lot of work. Yeah, it's crazy. I gotta get all that. See, I narrowed this face way too much, and it elongated the face, made the face look too long. Let me back up. Let me zoom out. Now it looks puckered again, like it's puckering up, and that's not the look I'm after. Gotta get the nose shape right. That's getting there. The cheeks are pretty good. The cheeks are right on the money. I saw that. I was looking at my cheeks. The cheeks look really good. Oh yeah, Pipe Master. I'm not even warm. I got a lot more to do. I had to re-widen the head because, based on how big my sculpture is, and you've seen it live, you've seen it in person, so you know that there is a lot. This is a big sculpture. This is not a small sculpture. But I make multiple sizes from this sculpture. If you go too small, then you're only going to get one tiny mask out of it. You're not going to be able to get multiple sizes. That's why I oversized my sculpture, so I can get a large mask, a small mask, pretty much. 2 sizes. I could possibly go 3 sizes with the size of this thing. So there might be a small, medium, and large. So we'll see. Nowhere near done yet, but we will get there, and I will get it right. I've got good pictures, good angles. I can see the mask where I need to see it. See, Pipe Master, remember when I told you to take a lot of pictures of the mask that you had? You see that kind of angle and what that reveals with the lip on how it protrudes and everything? They're the kind of angles I need. I need every kind of angle you can imagine to expose the depth and the pitch of things. It's just really tough. You can't just do a profile and a straight on shot and get the details. There's no way, and that's why it's better to have a life cast in front of you. How I managed to pull this off so nice is because I had this and I can see it. All right, this actually I could probably make these lips and that'll be perfect for this. Yeah, I might do that. I might just use these. I might go back to what I was doing there with this. This leaves lips are perfect on this. There's where the damage was. I had to fix that little bit there. That's nothing, just smooth it out. But this is ready. This is the Night Creeper. This is going to be a really nice mask when it's done. You guys are going to love that mask once you get your hands on it. That's going to be a really nice mask. It's well textured. I have to do a little bit more in here. I think I'm going to do something more with that cheek right there. It looks like it's just not. It looks like it's a little too smooth. Yeah, that's that mask right there. That is definitely the mask of the screen used mask. So I'm happy with the night creeper, though. I am very happy with that. There's very little things that I want to do to it to make it pop a little bit better, but it's just that cheek, and I got to fix that little area there, and then I'm going to silicone the night creeper, and that'll be a done deal. Um, I siliconed it once, but then when I made the pour, I was able to really refine the sculpture better. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to go get more silicone and make a master copy of this, and that'll be a done deal. And that'll be it. That will be the Night Creeper 78. And that's going to be a really, really nice mask. I think anybody that gets a hold of that, they're going to be lucky. So, yeah, that's. I have to test market it first, see what it goes for on eBay with the collectors, and then I'll probably put it up for sale. Yeah, I can see there's a lot of changes I have to make to that. Like this lip size here is so much higher. I might just use these lips here. I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I am going to jump off of here, guys. I've been, I get tired because of my, the heart ablation. I'm still healing a lot. So, and my throat's really bothering me right now. So I can't really, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't talking too much too tonight. My throat's still bothering me from the tube being down my throat when they put me to sleep. So, wasn't sore until about a half hour ago. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, I better stop talking. So, but I'm healing up. It's going to be 2 weeks of rest and relaxation, and this is perfect rest and relaxation. So I'm going to keep working away at this baby. I'm going to refine this just the way I want it. Fix this and fix this cheek just a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better. It's a little too smooth. You can't really see it like you can here. So I'm going to fix that so you can see it a little bit better and retexture it. The texture on this is so awesome. Look at that texture on there. Looks really good. So that's going to be a really, really nice mask. I can't wait to see that on somebody's head on Halloween. Going to scare some kids. That's a really nice. Eyebrows are perfect. Eye cuts are perfect. I think this thing's going to look really good on somebody on Halloween. You guys are going to have fun with that mask. So, and some of you are just collectors, so you probably won't. You'll probably buy it and put it on your shelf. So, and a few of you guys get free masks sent to you. So, for all your help and your expertise, this is my way to say thank you. So you'll be getting a mask. Now you'll have to make a choice, though. Do you want the flashback? Let's see how this turns out first. But you'll have a choice between the flashback or the night creeper. That'll be your choice. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. We got to see how this flashback turns out. I happen to love the nag version of the flashback. Very nice mask, especially if it's painted right. If it's really painted right. Pipe Master, if you're still on, do you remember when we saw that? I sent you that picture of that one that was being sold. I swear to God, I still have that picture of that paintwork that was done on that flashback. Phenomenal. I'm thinking to myself, damn, if I can replicate that paint job, that would be an awesome mask. So that's going to be the place. I'm going to actually. I'll be doing the flashback. Going to keep at it until I get it right. And what I'm noticing is this area here looks a little too long compared to this. See how short that looks? You know, if you look at the width of the eyes and then you go to the chin, look at the width of the eyes and look at the chin. See how much elongated that is? Triangulate that, and that's how you look at that. And that's how you know. But see, it's hard to tell because you're looking down at this picture instead of straight at it. But that's just me. Yeah, that changes everything when you put the camera up above it. Anyway, I'm going to jump off, guys. My throat's killing me. You guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you. I'm going to be on here multiple times this week because I've got nothing better to do. And I'm going to keep working on this sculpture while I'm recuperating from my surgery. So, peace. Love yous all. Hit the like button. Share the content. Let everybody know what I'm doing here. And hopefully everybody joins me. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. If you are a subscriber and you haven't been getting notifications, unsubscribe and then resubscribe, because sometimes YouTube's a little funky like that. So, you know, if you haven't been watching the videos for a while or something, and all of a sudden you stop getting notifications, that's because it's out of your chain, and you have to unsubscribe to resubscribe to constantly get those notifications. I have to do it to a lot of my channels that I watch because sometimes I'm too busy and I don't get to the channel. You know, 2-3 weeks later, all of a sudden I'm not getting any notifications from that channel that I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, I got to go I got to go unsubscribe and resubscribe and hit all notifications. All right, guys, peace. I will see you on the next video. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.